Welcome to the exciting and new mini podcast. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
I'm Dana.
I'm Zach.
Welcome back, Zach.
Thank you.
What you watch, Andy? You want to start us off this week?
Well, we haven't podcasted since all our shows came back. So
That's correct.
I'm 2 episodes into House of the Dragon.
Yes, I am also there.
Yeah, me too.
You too?
Yeah.
Zach, is that a Game of Throneser?
What is that? Okay.
Game of Thrones, the
House
prequel
of the
show?
Dragon is the prequel. Second season just started on HBO Max or Max.
Did you watch
Yeah.
Game of Thrones at all?
I
Is that
made it
not
to
you?
the 5th season.
Wow.
Well, it was still good.
That's when you should have stopped. Good for you.
Yeah, that was still good. Yeah, because I think
this show is
6 and 7.
good.
Oh no, season 6 was great.
I was trying to remember. Was 6 still good?
Yeah.
So 7 is when it went downhill, right?
It definitely started making
it go
things
that
go
long?
The
faster.
episodes are faster. It was like, it was fast
They would
forwarding
get-
kind of thing.
Yeah, and they'd get from here to there in half an episode.
I
and,
believe, yeah. She made it very
still had some
far.
really good episodes, but you're just like, okay, you made it on a dragon flying from here to there in the nick of time to save everyone off a little tiny piece of ice when they're fighting off.
Yep.
Do you remember that episode? And it's kinda like,
Worst part of that show was that whole thing.
Yeah.
So are
But
all the same actors in this?
No, this is 170 something years
Yeah.
before.
Before,
So,
but the Targaryens are still in it, but it's
Okay.
just a different part of
it's
their...
Daenerys' family
yeah.
just
like,
way
great
beforehand.
Yeah.
Which actually, if you paid attention, you know how it ends, but I'm trying not to pay attention.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I did see some things that just from knowing the lore that they talk about in Game of Thrones, and you're like, oh wait,
And
I
you know,
remember
certain
that
things
little
have to
girl.
happen, you know,
Yeah, because
so-
that little girl was before her father burned her. Was reading the book of the
Stannis
history.
Baratheon,
yeah, his daughter was reading the history and
That was
basically said
brutal.
the entire thing. It was like this happens and then this happens and then these two people kill each other. And you're
Well,
like,
I'm actually halfway through A Game of Thrones, the first book, just because I was
Yeah.
like, I got to
Yeah.
read something, so I picked that up. and
I love that
I'm
book.
reading it, and I'm like, at one point, Ned's talking about, and this person was ruling, and this person was
Yeah.
ruling, and he says that. I'm like, somehow I think I know how this thing's all
Yeah.
going to end. I
Yeah.
was like, damn, I shouldn't have read that line, but whatever. It's still a good show.
Is
Yeah.
it better than the original?
Not yet, because I still don't know any of the characters' names. Like, every time
really,
they
I
talk
think
about, I know
I'm
some of them. I
doing
know
pretty
some
good
of them.
at it. They
I
cut
know
the
Damon
cast.
and
They all look
Rhaenyra.
alike.
Well,
They all have to...
They're all
But I guess
blonde
they have to
and-
be because of family.
I think one of the things is different is there are not as many different characters as there were in Game of Thrones. So you only have to, instead of knowing 35, 40 people,
Yeah,
you
25.
know, like
That's-
20, 25
That's
people.
way better. That's
Yeah.
why I stopped watching it, because
Yeah.
they started referring to things from 3 seasons ago. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know what you're talking
See,
about.
I think like
I
if
hate
you could
that.
do that and it works out, I'm all for that. I love the deep lore, but
Yeah.
I forget.
not if it's
Yeah.
not
3
done
seasons
well.
is tough because then it's like 3 seasons and then like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
3
Well, what they
seasons
did
too,
with
you
the
know?
That's
first
a lot.
season of House of Dragons when they had her from a little girl over the course of, 10 years?
Yeah.
Something like that. I think that worked pretty well. So you
I
don't
like the
have
age
to wait, 15 seasons before you're
Yeah.
at the good part.
I hear that.
I hear like music or something like
Yeah,
that.
I do too.
Do you hear that
Is there a
too?
radio one?
Tell me.
I think it's Michelle watching TV upstairs.
She was playing video games when we
It's
came in.
so loud. It's coming through the speakers or the headphones. And then besides Game of Thrones, I mean, should I bring everything up?
Well, I'll bring one
You
up
can-
then. You want
okay.
to take turns then?
Yeah,
Yeah, you go
All
ahead.
right. Boys season 4 kicked off.
Yes, boy, did it.
Yeah.
Man.
I only got to watch
Have you
one
watched
so
any
far.
of that yet?
You got the wrong guy.
The Boys is one I think you would really like though.
Comedy?
Yeah,
Dark comedy in a
dark
way?
comedy, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is a superhero. It's based on a comic
You
book.
told me about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
4th season now.
4th
Yeah.
season now, yep.
Just started.
And I believe they're only doing
Five?
Five, yeah.
yeah.
I think I would say it's funny, but in a way that's gross. That's
Yeah.
what's really
Yeah.
gross, so you're laughing
You'll
at it. Kind of
laugh and
funny.
you're like, oh,
I like that.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
did they just do that? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's great. I mean, it's violent and gory and,
And vulgar.
Are you caught up?
Very
Vulgar
vulgar.
season?
No,
All right.
not yet.
I don't
Have
know.
you watched anything this season?
Yeah, just watched the first one so
Okay.
far.
I was going to say something about this last episode, so I won't.
Oh, I haven't
yeah.
watched the one that came out Thursday. I haven't watched that yet.
Oh,
We'll probably
okay,
watch
okay.
that tonight when
So I
Logan
can't
comes
say-
off work.
I'll have to talk to you about it tomorrow.
I'm
We
gonna
were
try to
so
catch
busy
up,
the
yeah.
last 3 days. We wanted to watch it Thursday because it came out new on Thursday, and then
I always forget on Thursday,
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh, Friday. So then I watched it Friday.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
no, The Boys is great. I'm so excited that 4th season in, it's still so good. I'm like, oh my God, like,
Yeah. It took me a while to get past the fact that MM shaved his beard off.
and you lost like
And he lost a lot of
150
weight.
pounds.
Yeah, and I didn't think he was big before. I just thought he was buff.
bulky.
He was bulky.
Yeah.
He wasn't
fat.
And you could
He
see
was
it on
just
his
bulky.
face because his
Yeah.
face is so sunken in.
But
It's insane.
especially since he shaved off his beard, and it is jarring to see him like that.
I think
like
he should have kept the beard.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been as noticeable, but yeah, I was
Yeah,
really
it's just-
surprised by that. At
Who's
first,
in
I thought
this?
maybe they changed it.
What's that?
Who's in this?
I don't know if there would be anybody
Nobody
really.
know.
Carl Urban.
Yeah.
He was
Giancarlo
Bones in the new
Esposito.
Keith
season.
Urban?
No,
I think
he
are they
was in a
related?
lot of the.
Are Carl Urban and Keith Urban related?
Keith Urban's Australian, I believe.
and Carl
So
Urban's
is
New
Carl,
Zealand,
isn't he?
So are they?
Oh, he's
are
from
they-
New Zealand. Oh,
Are they
pretty
related?
close.
Are they related?
I don't know.
That's like saying you're from New Jersey and Ohio.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
they could be
could be.
related.
Yeah.
He was in all the Thor movies. Well, a couple of the Thor
Oh,
movies.
he was in the Ragnarok.
You know
Sure, yeah.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Who?
Gus Fring from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that
Elizabeth
person.
Banks is in it. Or
Oh yeah,
right, in
yeah.
the
Elizabeth
first
Banks
season.
was in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl Urban. Did you see the new Star Trek movies? Like the Chris Pine ones.
He was in Lord of the Rings
Oh, right.
movies.
Yes,
yeah,
he
yeah.
is.
He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
Who?
He's one of the elves. Carl
no,
Urban.
he wasn't an elf. He didn't have white hair. He was
No, was he a human? Was he?
yeah.
You might be right. It's been a long time.
That's been a while. I'm trying to think of it. I can't picture him.
Or
right
was
now.
he in the Hobbit movie, or was it Lord of the
No,
Rings?
he's definitely in Lord of the Rings.
No, I can't remember. Maybe he was not, but he had light hair, but it wasn't white hair. He wasn't
I
like.
think you're right. I
Orlando
think he
Bloom
was
did.
human. If you said he was an elf, I believe you too. Legolas was an elf, right?
I know this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say he was going into this show. He was the only one that I knew who he was. Now there's like Anthony
That's him.
Starr and
Yeah, was he
Yeah,
like
that's
with?
human.
He was at the place where the guy was
the
with
dude
Grey
with the
Worm
thing
with
and the
thing.
guy doing the thing
with that heavy set thin guy?
Yeah. That's him.
the tall
Thank-
short guy that was doing all those things.
Yeah, that was him.
Anyway,
Alright.
The Boys is awesome.
You pick.
Yes.
No, you say something.
Well,
Oh,
I
this
watched.
guy's a meme.
Who?
Isn't everybody a meme now?
This guy that they're showing on
Carl
the
Urban's a meme.
No, there's a meme with this dude.
Oh, Homelander.
Yeah, where he's like they're all
yeah.
clapping for him and there's like a violin playing.
He's the Superman character of the show. And he's
Yeah.
the Superman with no conscience kind of thing.
And
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Yes.
the bad guy,
Yeah.
basically.
And now his son.
That was so
all right, sorry, that's all I know is the meme.
Yeah. All right, your turn. Pick one, Dane. What do you got?
Well, I watched the Gene Wilder.
I saw that out there on Netflix.
I don't know.
Right?
I guess it was a documentary.
I don't want to watch it.
I don't
Don't
want to cry
because you will cry at
Yeah,
the
I
end.
don't wanna cry.
You will absolutely
I gotta
cry.
watch that.
I mean, obviously he's not alive anymore, so you know that. But
I know, but he probably brings up
seeing
Gilda
it-
Radner and all
Oh,
that
there's
shit
a
too. So
thing
probably,
and-
yeah.
Wait, is he like? What?
He's dead.
He's dead.
I know. This I don't even bother me. I gotta tell Michelle she gotta turn it down. Like I'm hearing all this screaming.
No,
in
like
my
is she
headphones.
like
He's not dead
she's
to
having
me.
a party up there?
He's
But like, is he alive at the time of this? Like,
No.
is he being interviewed?
No, I think it
in
was
this?
made. Well, they're showing interviews that he had done.
Yeah, I don't
So
know if he was
think-
interviewed specifically
so
for this.
He must have written a book and then narrated it because it's like they took clips of him
He
narrating
might have
his
did the
own
voice.
book.
Yeah, he might have did the audio
And then put it into this. I think it was made 2023. So they put it into the documentary. But they had a like. Mel Brooks did a lot of the interviewing.
He just turned 99. by
Wait,
the
Mel
way.
Brooks was
shit.
like 99
or 98 or 99. It was. I don't know.
99.
Wait, he's doing the interviews.
No, he's being
crazy.
interviewed.
Interviewed,
Yeah.
okay.
Maybe it's an AI Gene Wilder.
Oh,
It might be an
They
AI.
can do that.
Mel
They
Brooks.
absolutely can with voices. It's so easy.
It's so funny.
it's
you bring up
really easy to
Brooks.
do, especially
Yeah.
if the person's
I
dead,
watched
probably.
Yeah.
the Inquisition
Oh, nice.
scene from History of the World Part 1 today, just because it was
a great scene.
it came up on my YouTube. I'm like, oh my god, I'll watch it. It's 9 minutes long.
The whole thing.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
They talked about a lot
you ever
of
see
I guess
that movie?
movies they did. No, I don't. Well, I think I've seen pieces of it.
Yeah, it's too
But,
spoofy for her. She'll be like, this isn't funny.
Yeah.
Well, I do like Mel Brooks though. So.
Silent movie's great. I love that one.
Was he in that? What were the movies Gene Wilder was in? Was he in?
Gene
Silent?
Wilder wasn't in Silent movie.
They did a bunch of stuff from his movies, so they went through like a bunch
Blade
of different
versus
ones.
Hang on,
Yeah.
I got like.
Willy Wonka.
Is Michelle saying she's not?
It's like
She's
having,
like, I don't have anything on. Like,
It's like having a backing track.
did I not? Did
Yeah,
I
right?
not turn my TV off?
yeah, your TV's playing, your movie's playing.
Is it
Hot
the
Dog
stupid
movie
Hot Dog
is
movie,
playing
dude?
in the
Well, right,
background.
That's perfect.
Oh, you spilled your beer,
Oh,
Andy.
Christ,
Party
dude.
You're
You guys
a
keep
mess. Wait, bring a towel. God, we're all gonna get electrocuted.
it's on here.
Yeah, get a towel, dude.
Oh my God.
I don't even think he knows you spilled this.
I'd give you my jacket, but it's beer. I don't want that on there.
Jason, it's about to go over the edge.
If it was
That is
water.
so awesome. That's what it is.
Oh, Andy.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Oh my God.
Dude, you can't
I spilled
escape.
that much?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Shit, sorry. I was trying to get the...
Oh my God, now you're dropping that. Oh
It's all over
boy.
the floor, too, man.
Apologize to the
If I
listeners.
get pulled over, they're going to think I drank.
I'll
I
mop
know.
later.
Hot dog ruins everything.
It really does. But
Now it's
other
squeaking
than
over
that,
here on the floor.
no, don't move your feet. So anyway, other than the Gene Wilder movie, I started a new movie that came out on Netflix called A Family Affair.
You didn't watch the Bratz documentary?
No,
What?
Oh, yeah.
no.
Let her talk about
I
her family.
heard.
Brat Pack.
I
They
was
meant
gonna
like the
watch
dolls.
it. Yeah, that would have been better. I probably would have watched that. But I heard some bad things about it.
It's still worth watching.
So
it's only
I was
90
like,
minutes.
No, it's not worth watching.
I heard that it was just them, like Andrew.
No, it's Andrew
it's Andrew
McCarthy
McCarthy
bitching
trying
about
to,
being
like-
called a brat pack.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like, no, I'm fine. Demi Moore is like, what? Hold on, let me get my my maid to bring me a
Rob
sandwich.
Lowe's like in his beach house. You see the ocean in his backyard.
Yeah.
And he's
See
like,
it.
nah, everything's good for me, man. Like I don't know what your
So
problem
he
is.
really had a problem. Like I heard it was
Oh,
he was the
it-
one who
Emilio-
ruined it.
Emilio
Problem.
Estevez was like, nah, it didn't bother me.
Really?
Is Robert Downey Jr. considered a member, or is he more of a peripheral?
Well, he's not-
He's a
in
peripheral.
this.
Him and Anthony Michael Hall are like peripheral.
See, I
for
think
some
Anthony
reason.
Michael Hall is.
I think he
that
should be in
group.
it. Yeah.
If you're in the
people that they
Club,
had in it
you're
made no sense.
Yeah.
Timothy Hutton makes no sense.
No.
Not deserve, and Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson. The only reason Leah Thompson was in because they interviewed her husband, who was one of the directors of one of those movies.
oh,
Oh, okay.
That's why. Yeah.
Well, I mean, who had the best career out of the Brat Pack?
Rob
probably
Lowe or
Demi Moore.
Demi
A lot
Moore.
of them had really bad careers.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
but I think most of them.
Anthony
were
Michael
good.
Hall, I would say, had a great career.
Yeah, he was in Dark Knight.
I would even say Ali Sheedy had a good career,
I can't
Yeah,
think of
okay.
anything
Ali
Ali Sheedy's
Sheedy.
in.
but that's fine.
but
No
she
one-
chose not to be in a lot.
But
That's what
everybody,
she- yeah.
everybody doesn't deserve to have a great career. But
Well, they got like kind of pigeonholed into certain.
oh my god,
yeah.
you should watch this
You know.
thing then, Nick, because that's exactly
good.
what they're talking about.
Yeah,
they're talking about
it's
how
and it
we
was-
couldn't escape the Brat Pack moniker. I'm like,
Well, only one person couldn't escape it.
seems like that's what.
Oh
that,
yeah, but he's been
Andrew
in stuff.
McCarthy was just
I've
like-
seen him in.
Yeah, but he
guest
seemed like
roles
he's
here
the
and
one who
there.
had the most issues with it
Yeah.
because it's like I
So
didn't
James
think,
Spader
I don't think
wasn't
Rob
part of
Lowe
that?
thought about it since.
No.
What about,
James Spader wasn't
Yeah.
involved in that. No, I
what
don't.
about Kiefer? Was he a Brat Pack?
nah, he was
Nope,
too, I think
he was too-
older.
yeah.
Like him and Patrick Swayze were like a little bit older, even though they were in those
Because
kinds of movies like
Stand By Me was
Outsiders.
what,
Yeah.
85, and he was already a little too old for that,
Yeah.
right? So
So mainly like the John Hughes
Yes,
group of guys.
I feel if you're in
Okay.
St. Elmo's Fire or the Breakfast
mostly
Club,
St. Elmo's Fire is one of the. That's the main one. If
Yeah,
you're in that
Breakfast
movie,
Club,
you're in the
too.
breakfast. You're in the Brat Pack.
Yeah.
Wait,
and then
was
I
Leah
think-
Thompson in any of those?
no.
Like I said, the only reason she's in the movie is because who she's married to now.
Okay, what movie did he direct?
I don't remember what movie and what his name is, but
I'll probably watch
I
it.
looked him up because I was like, who is he? And I was like, oh, he's married to Leah Thompson. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on Hulu. If you want to
Breakfast
watch
Club
it.
is definitely in my like top 10.
Sure, it's a great
time.
movie.
Yeah, and the thing
Yeah.
is, Anthony Michael Hall should have been in this movie.
And so Judd Nelson and Molly Ringworm should have been in it too.
Well,
Is there a reason they weren't there?
Judd Nelson was
They-
just
they
he
still-
couldn't get a hold of him on the
Okay.
phone, and Molly Ringwald said she's looking forward, not being back.
Oh my God, Molly, come
She's got
on!
so much going on now. She's like, I can't be bothered with that.
It's fun to look back.
Why do people not like, be interviewed?
Or
Just
I
do
thought,
something.
you know what I thought, or we're Molly Ringwald's waiting to do a Molly Ringwald documentary. You know what I mean? So it's just
Exactly.
about her.
Yeah.
She didn't want to be a part of
Yeah,
this one.
yeah.
you know?
She was in Not Another Teen Movie.
She also had a
Oh,
starring role
like in the
Riverdale.
airport, right? Isn't
Yeah.
she
Not
like
starring
in
role.
that?
I'm just
when-
saying, if she would do that, then
I
Yeah.
have one thing I watched. It's a documentary on Paramount Plus. Lala, the story of Lollapalooza.
Oh, really?
Very
Oh.
good. Three-part documentary. I watched it. I liked
Oh,
it a
that's
lot.
fun.
Yeah.
that was
Well,
the dude.
I don't know
Perry
this.
Farrell.
Perry
yeah.
Farrell put that on.
I want to watch
Yep.
this.
Yeah.
Is it like at the time of the time?
They
or
talk
is
to
it
people
now?
then. They talk to people now. Perry Farrell sitting there drinking a bottle of wine or water. I don't know what it is, but I love the way Perry Farrell talks, or Farrell, however you say his last
I've seen him
name.
something on
Yeah.
recently on something.
Porno for Pyros.
No. Like another documentary. He seemed kind of odd
Was
lately.
he in
out of
the
it.
Woodstock documentary that was just
Was he in one of the
recently?
Kid 90? Was he in any of the 90? Maybe the Kid 90 one?
I don't know. Perry Farrell wasn't in the Kid 90
I
one.
feel like he was interviewed and it was something I was watching where it was 90s based.
It's possible.
And it maybe was
Yeah.
around the same time I was watching Kid 90, so I'm mixing them
But
up.
he looked great for this documentary.
Yeah.
They showed Rage Against the Machine. When I saw Rage Against the Machine at Lollapalooza, they stood on stage and they were completely naked.
Yeah, and they had
Oh, really?
PMRC written
Yep.
on their chests.
And that's in the
Oh, yeah.
documentary.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Was that like a traveling festival, or
Yeah,
did you
it
have
was
to go
traveling.
somewhere?
It
It
was
used to be a
awesome.
traveling festival. Now it's just in Chicago.
Oh, is it?
Nowadays it's just a weekend in
It's a
once.
once a
Oh.
year thing.
So
But
wow.
where did you see it?
I saw it at it was a field, JFK.
Stanhope.
Stanhope. I saw it,
and
and,
then,
then
RFK
Philly was
Park,
RFK
yep.
Park.
Nice.
Yeah,
I went to the first 4, but
I went to the
yeah.
first 3 or 4, and then I started going to Warp Tours. I went to the first 5 or 6 Warp Tours.
Yeah, Warped Tour was a little after me, but
That's when there was like a lot of punk
Lollapalooza
bands
was
and
awesome.
stuff like that.
Is that a Netflix doc?
Paramount Plus.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know
Really
we're
good.
talking about it. I don't know Paramount Plus. Zach,
it's free though.
what's
I
going
think.
on, man?
So.
Yeah.
I got. Oh my god. What have I watched? I watched The World's End. Have you seen that?
That sounds familiar. Who's in that?
It's
like a
Simon
James Bond.
Pegg,
Yeah,
Nick
Simon
Frost.
Pegg. He's in The Boys.
It's an Edgar Wright
yeah.
movie.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's I think it came.
Was
out,
it part of the trilogy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the third
2012.
one, yeah.
I think.
Yep.
I like that movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
And then
Did you ever see any of them?
No.
What was the
else?
one? With the
Shaun
cop
of the
one?
Dead, Hot Fuzz.
Oh, I saw
Fuzz,
Shaun of the
yes,
Dead.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
love
that
those.
had other related stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
they're same
just a- yeah.
actors
Oh,
being
just-
directed by the
okay.
same guy, written by the same guy. So
Oh, all
it's-
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you like that kind of comedy.
Yeah, I like Shaun of the Dead. And Simon
Dana
Pegg
doesn't
is
like
in The
anybody
Boys.
kinds of comedy.
And then
No.
for
If you're being
something,
funny, I don't like you.
Well, it's British comedy too. A lot of people don't like that.
I like British stuff, so.
But I like it.
Yeah.
Don't let her fool you. She actually does not like
She doesn't like anything.
No.
She
Well,
likes nothing ever.
you know what else I watched that you're gonna love is I watched a lot of Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin movies.
Wow.
So
What?
That's awesome.
I just wanted to bring the energy up a little bit.
How do you find it? Well, like where?
On YouTube, all their movies are on YouTube.
I came
Wow.
in the other day and Logan was watching The Great Dictator.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you watching? He's like, I don't know. People always talk about this movie as being great. I'm like, yeah, but you're like 90 years past where this is relevant.
Yeah.
How does it make any sense to you? It's
I don't know. I think that stuff's still good, like the physical comedy, like the silent
Well,
film
Dana
stuff.
would hate
Oh
that
my
because
God.
it's physical comedy.
I recently did watch a clip from that era. And
Yeah.
just the things are, the whole time I was like, this is the worst shit I've ever seen. Like, how did TV get made past this? Because if we're now.
but that's
like,
all the stuff
it's
that you like beginning.
I
Like,
know,
that's-
and it's horrible. I watched something, and I was like, like the guy flaps his arms like a chicken, and the girl, and just all their faces in the corner. I'm like, oh my God, I hate.
Did you like Looney Tunes or like cartoons?
I did, yeah.
Because
I
it's
love
basically
Looney
like
Tunes.
cartoons, but with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and
I
I,
love
think that's
it.
why I.
She doesn't
like-
like
she
any
don't like
kind of
any of that stuff.
slapstick or
No.
anything like that.
Yeah.
No, if it was a cartoon, I'd probably like it. Because yes, I love Looney Tunes.
Don't let her fool you. She
You
does
ever
not.
seen like that? It's really famous, like that shot where he's standing there and the house.
Oh,
falls
of
down.
course. Yeah, yeah. Is that
just-
Buster Keaton?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, and it's just
Like
through the
the
window, or whatever.
just
Yeah.
happens to
That
land
kind of
over
stuff.
him, yeah.
It's just so like.
It all reminds me of like Three Stooges type stuff.
It's
like,
exactly
oh my
Which I've
like
never
God.
that.
watched.
Yes,
I've
of
never
course.
seen that.
I love the Stooges.
You've never seen the
You've
Three
never
Stooges?
seen the Three
Okay, well,
Stooges? What?
I've
You're
unfortunately
watching
seen a
Buster
lot of it.
Keaton?
When I was a kid, my
got there
sister.
yet.
Oh,
He didn't
no.
get there yet. He's going to Buster Keaton.
I know
and-
that the eye poke thing.
Yeah, he'll get there. God.
Yeah.
But just, I
That's
guess.
too new.
Yeah. Just, oh my God.
That was in color, right? I can't. I'm not
No.
there.
No,
yet.
it was in
No,
black and
no,
It's
white.
like the 30s.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Wait, it was
40s
that old?
and 40s,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, I've watched some Honeymooners too. Not recently, but
Well, that's
you know.
only one season of that.
Yeah, just a steady
How
shot
many
of a
episodes,
kitchen.
though?
It's like 30 some
Yeah,
episodes, I think.
there were lost
Yeah,
episodes
there was lost
too that
episodes,
Yeah.
came
So
out in the 80s. I
possibly
remember
up
that
to
was a
40
big deal.
episodes, but it's only one season.
Did
Yeah.
they end it on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jackie Gleason was just like, yeah, it's enough of that.
That's it. We're going on to the next
Like
project.
a BBC show where they're just like,
Yeah.
yeah, we did a season of that. We'll do something else.
Yeah.
Like, in the
like
second
America,
season,
where
like,
they're
I'm
like
so bored of this. They did 3 episodes in season 1. And it's like, I'm so bored.
American comedies where they just like drive it into the ground until
Yeah.
it's not funny
100
anymore.
episodes for the first
Yeah.
season?
And you're just
that
like,
sounds good.
you know, like, yeah, I liked up until the 7th season, and then I just stopped watching it because it got unfunny and it went on
That's what I
for
was-
15 more seasons.
I was talking with a friend about that with like Game of Thrones and Walking Dead, where it's like it goes for so long that I'm just like, I don't care about these characters
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like
The Walking
resolve
Dead
the
got
story.
really bad, and it is a perfect
I can't
example
believe
of
that it's still on.
Yeah, like it.
Is it really still?
Is it still on?
Well, there's different shows.
there's like
that's
this
on.
new
There's
stuff.
spin-offs and
Rick-
stuff.
Rick-
Yeah.
Fear the
Rick has got a
Walking
new
Dead.
show coming on, I believe. Rick and Michonne are in a movie
Yeah.
or show.
Honestly, who the fuck
yeah.
is watching that stuff?
I
That
know.
is
about, like,
terrible.
Jason
many
and I know who's
hours?
watching
I
that.
do know. She put on a fake picture on her Facebook the other day. It looks
Who?
horrible.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, like, how long was Game of Thrones on? How many seasons was that?
8,
8 seasons.
it should have been like 6.
And how many episodes were in each season?
10 until the last 2 were like 6 and 6.
So you're
Yeah,
talking
usually about
80.
10.
You're talking about 80 episodes.
But they were
Yeah.
based on, up until a point, books that existed, so there was a lot of source material there to do it. Like Walking Dead, one of the biggest problems they ever had was they went away from the source material by like the second episode or the
Yeah.
second season. They were just like, we'll do our own thing.
But those episodes were like an hour. How long is a Game of Thrones
Hour.
episode?
About an hour.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So you're talking like
Without
80
commercials,
hours.
like out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't care enough about any characters to watch them for 80 hours.
Well, I watched
a lot.
350 plus episodes of Supernatural. So
Holy shit.
Yeah.
God.
That's insane.
yeah, and if
Michelle
it came
did
back,
that shit
I'd watch
too.
it now.
Wait.
And if it came back, Michelle would watch it too.
Yeah,
But the episodes are
you
probably
had
like
started.
standalones, right? Where it's like something begins and resolves by the end of the episode.
Usually, but there is an there was 22 episode seasons.
Yeah.
42 minutes, obviously without commercials. There'd be standalone episodes totally.
Yeah.
But it was the two main guys for 15 seasons. Just
So kind of like X-Files, where like
yeah. You had your recurring characters.
Yes.
Other people come in,
Yeah.
Or any
I can
kind
do
of
those.
doctor
All the time.
show or lawyer show where it's just like,
Yeah.
we're going to
Yeah.
solve this mystery by the end of the episode.
ER,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
House.
they did. So they'd have
Yep.
the thing that went over the whole season, but then they'd have their shut and closed case of the episode.
I can
Bottle
do
episodes,
those, like
yeah.
Twilight Zone or like Columbo. Like if it's beginning and ending
I
in the
love
same
Twilight
episode,
Zone,
if I don't have to remember what happened in the last episode, that's great.
I love watching Chips for that too. You know what I mean? You have
Yeah.
the characters, so you remember the characters.
Yeah.
But you don't have to remember everything they did, but just go on to the next episode and it's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do that. Like after like 4 or 5 seasons, I'd forget. Like I don't remember. And then if they talk about it,
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
I have to go back
Now
because
you
I'm
have
not
to go
going
to
to
YouTube.
You got to have it
watch
on a
the
board
recaps.
and everything. You got to have everything broken down on a board. This happened
Yeah.
this season. This is where this is happening.
Yeah.
It's
BBC
funny you
is
bring
good
that
at that.
because I watched the first episode of season 3 of The Bear, and that is
Is that the cooking show?
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
and it's a new episode, and it is
I forgot I watched
it
that.
is a
too. Yeah.
flashback, and it's a
I didn't watch
recap,
it.
and it is
I'm
a.
annoyed with it right
it-
now.
Oh my god!
I
it was
did not-
so good.
I didn't like that
Oh,
first
I thought it
episode.
was so
Like I
good.
told you when I messaged you, I'm like, I said I watched it, and then I'm like, wait, did I even finish it? I don't even know if I finished it because I'm like, oh, what is happening? I'm watching him wipe down a table, and then it's a flashback of something, and then he's wiping down a chair, and then it's a flashback, and I just want to get to the point of
I've
this
never
season.
seen a
have to watch it
show
again
do
now.
a like. Michelle was like, "Should we watch the recap from last year?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's watch it and see what happens." And you didn't have to because they did a recap
Yeah.
within the episode, but it advanced the plot also.
Yeah.
It was really good.
I have to go back and
appreciate
check
that. I appreciate the recaps.
Yeah.
I was just saying,
Oh
like,
yeah.
a lot of
Yeah,
like
recaps are very important.
Netflix or something, or BBC will do like maybe 2 seasons of a lot of shows, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
just
The
the-
Office. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Netflix did that a lot with their horror shows. Like a couple years ago, they did a string of horror shows like
The
Midnight Mass.
1984 or whatever those
I
shows
love
or whatever.
that's Michael Flanagan.
Yes.
I love every single thing he makes, but yeah, he does.
It's great.
One
It's, like,
and done.
Contained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think one of the problems with streaming when we watch streaming shows is one of the best things about watching a week-to-week kind of show is they'll do the previously on, and they
Yeah.
will highlight the things that you need to
need to know,
remember
yeah.
to watch the next episode. And then when you watch, you're like, oh yeah, that guy
Yeah.
was like 3 seasons ago. I remember him. And now
I need
when
that.
you watch them on
Yeah.
streaming, you just watch the next episode and watch the next episode, and then you're watching like, who the fuck is that guy? And you're
Yeah.
like, I don't remember. Like when they did the
Netflix does this each season, though. They'll give you a recap
Yeah,
before.
when
You
they,
have to
when they
find it.
did
Yeah.
I think that Max does it before, like House
You
of
can
Dragon.
skip
It
it.
had the recap.
before House
Yeah.
of
You can skip
Dragon,
'em,
like
yeah.
the first thing was like previously on, and we had watched the recap. Michelle and I
Yeah.
watched the recap of season 1 of House of Dragon, and then we started House of Dragon, and they said previously on, and they did stuff in that, but that was not in the recap. I'm like, oh, that's important. We got to remember that
Yeah.
thing, and of course, it comes up in the first episode.
Yep.
That was good though. I watched Furiosa also.
How
I heard
was
that was
that
good.
I thought it was really good.
I heard it was.
I loved Fury Road also.
I didn't see
so,
Fury Road either.
That
What?
was in my
Just-
wheelhouse.
just-
I haven't seen them either.
No reason. It's not that I hate it or anything. I just never saw it. Yeah.
I think it's the best out of all the Mad Max movies.
Road Warrior's so good, but I wouldn't fight you over it. It's also very good.
Wait,
but
was Road Warrior the one?
the second Mad Max movie with Mel Gibson with the
That's not the one with Tina Turner in it.
nah,
is it?
that's
Beyond Thunderdome.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the one where they're at the gas station, for lack of a better word, the gas.
We did
place
that one, right? Yeah.
Gas Town.
Gas, yeah, and they have to get on the bus.
Mel
and-
Gibson has 16 lines of dialogue in that movie.
Really? Maybe I haven't watched that one.
It's a great one. The second one's the best
Okay.
of those Mel Gibson ones.
I know the first one was so slow. I hated that.
The
movie.
first one was like more of like a cop drama, but I know it was a little
Second
sci-fi.
one's good.
But,
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
but yeah, Furiosa, I thought it was great. I loved the Fury Road, and this is also excellent.
Does that pick up? Where's the timeline like with that?
After and before, it's mostly a prequel.
Okay.
Yeah, because Anna Taylor-Joy plays the Charlize Theron character.
And Tom
Just-
Hardy's not in it.
Nah,
Okay.
and neither. Well, nah, yeah.
I'll have to
This
check that
many
out.
has been a maxi, huh? Look at that.
I knew it was going to be because it's been a while. All our bad backs.
But I think this might be longer than the movie we're about to do as well, too.
Dear
so.
Lord.
The problem with doing a podcast with a bunch of broken down old men is that like we always have to be like, I did nothing this weekend and I'm hurt. I
Yeah,
can't podcast.
my neck is killing me right now. If you want to know,
Listen, I had to cancel a poker game one time because I lifted a couch and all of a sudden I was like, I guess I'm not doing anything for a month. And so
That was late.
happens.
That one, yeah.
It happens.
But do you have anything else you want to add, or I'm going to wrap this one
no.
up?
Do we want to talk about the
Yes, the event.
drive-in
Yeah, we
movie
can talk about
theater?
that
We
real
can
quick.
do that. We can
Yeah.
do that real quick.
Go to the Mahoning Drive-In.
Because Zach, you've been there like a
Yeah.
bunch of times, right?
This
or
is
at least a
my
couple times.
5th year.
Oh wow, okay, you've been
Yeah.
there a bunch of times.
Yes.
I'm going for my first time in September. I'll be seeing the
Dueling.
chainsaws. So night one will be Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1, 2, and 3. And night 2 will be Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness.
And are you going to that, Zach?
Dennis Hopper. Yes, both nights.
Both nights. I'm
Yes.
going to the Saturday night because I have a wedding the Friday night.
Yes.
And I can't go to I can't go to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm going to Evil Dead, and Brian Mack is coming with me. We're going to go to that. Previous guest, Brian Mack. But then I found out after the fact that the Friday the 13th
You're gonna
week
go
was
before
happening,
that, yeah.
Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
And so my sister, her husband, her kid, me, Michelle. I think one of my kids are going to go to see Friday the 13th, 2, 3, and 4.
You got a whole crew going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
That's
to meet up
awesome.
with Zach while
Yes.
you're there.
You're going to be there for that too.
A lot of people. That's a big one. That'll probably sell out soon. I got to get tickets.
Next
wow.
year we'll go when it's how does it start off every year? Wizard of Oz and
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka.
That
We're going to
missed.
bring Dan to that
Absolutely
next
have to
year.
go to that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are my
that'd be
two
fun.
favorite
This
movies.
year we were going to
Yes.
go and then something was on that
Then
weekend.
the
Something we were doing
owner
that-
passed away, right? One of the
That's
owners.
what happened. Yeah, the owner passed away.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we did not go. They didn't do it. Is that what happened?
They moved a lot of the events around, like because they had to move stuff to accommodate for that, I guess.
So you're saying that thing's for sale? Man, I would love to own a drive-in. Man.
No, they bought it.
Oh, someone bought it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I looked at their calendar and it didn't go out past, I think,
like August. I think.
August. Yeah. I know there's stuff in September planned or whatever, but their calendar didn't have a lot of events
Yeah.
on it yet.
They only really mention the ones that they'll announce way ahead of time are like the big
If
ones
someone's
they do
going to
every
be
year.
there. And
When did they
do
every
little
Year
guests.
they do Camp Blood on Labor Day weekend.
And
Oh.
when did they close?
They close like late October.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, so the Wizard of Oz one would be coming up?
No, that's always in
Beginning
like
of the year.
April.
Okay.
And is it
Yeah.
actually in the car? You're sitting in the car and watching it, or
Depending on the weather, most people sit outside. You bring
Okay.
a chair.
well, I have a pickup truck. I'll turn my pickup truck backwards.
People
and
do that?
sit on the bed of my truck.
Yeah.
I have my Honda, so I'll probably just be like with the air conditioning on. But
You can do whatever you want as long as you don't put your headlights on the screen because people will yell at you.
Yeah, no worries. I like it dark as possible. So
All
It
I can think of
happens.
is Danny Zuko sitting in the swinging in front of the movie theater, and everybody's screaming at him because his shadow is on the screen.
Yeah.
It happens every time.
Who puts a swing set in front?
But yeah, if you have a chair, if you have like a fold-out chair, bring that.
We will be
Okay.
well prepared. I'm excited
And you,
for that.
I'm
do you
excited for
sleep
this too,
there,
yeah.
like camp there?
I bring a tent and everything.
Do you?
Oh, you actually stay there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm too old to sleep on the
I don't
ground.
want to sleep
Well,
on the
I'll tell you
floor. I need
why.
a bed.
I'll tell you why. Because the movies run until like 2 a.m. I used to go for one night and drive home. It's hell driving home 2 hours at 2 in the morning after you just sat for like 6 hours watching movies.
But sleeping on the floor
tired.
is much more.
No,
Yeah.
I have like a big queen size inflatable bed and everything.
Okay. Maybe I'll curl up next
But
to
also,
you.
spoon? Yeah,
I'll spoon with you. Man.
Climb
I
on
don't
in.
care.
well, yeah, as you put your head on one side, yeah.
Head to toe. Is that what it is?
You're still.
But your crotch is still lined up.
Yeah, that's like that's Camp Blood style. But also at the end of the night, they usually play like special, like secret, like bonus features.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Because everybody will leave, and then they'll play another movie, or they'll play like a whole reel of trailers, like old stuff. So I like staying.
I was reading about the Friday the 13th one where they said something about the trailers that they'll play in between each movie. I was like, oh, man.
They play actual
Really
old
fun.
trailers
Like from those movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they have like the let's all go to the lobby,
All
that kind of stuff. And everything like that's fun. Yeah.
Everything that you'll see on that screen is going to be from a reel. There's no
Nice.
digital. Even the trailers and everything, they're actual old trailers on a reel.
And you can bring, well, I was reading the rules and it's like, you can't bring in outside food, and then they put wink, wink in parentheses. So,
My
like,
cooler
you
beer
can,
will
yeah,
get in there.
They
yeah.
don't enforce that.
yeah,
Yes, I'm
yeah.
sure they don't.
Yeah.
I'll buy something there. I'll buy
Yeah,
some
I'll be
merch. I'll
good.
make them happy.
And
Yeah.
also,
I'll buy some junk.
sometimes they have actual like celebrity guests. At
They
this,
said
too.
that.
Yeah.
but, I mean,
Yeah.
Friday the 13th 4 is going to be there. No chance they get Corey Haim and Corey Feldman there.
Corey
or not
Haim.
Corey Haim, Crispin Glover and Corey Feldman there. That would be awesome.
I
'cause
wonder
they're-
if you,
Yeah.
they had Ken Foray there a couple months ago. I went. That was
And
cool.
Felicia Rose has been there
Yep.
from Sleepaway Camp.
And a lot of times they'll go up. They'll introduce the movie a lot of the times. It's because it's a radio
Yeah,
station.
and then they do signings.
So
and
you have
stuff
to
there,
put
right?
your
Yes.
car radio instead of having the little speaker where you
I
put it
would
in your
suggest you bring a radio because you're going to kill your battery if you do your car.
car. Good
I have to
call.
get a radio. I haven't
Yeah.
had a radio in
I have
30
I have
years.
spares if you need one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do they
plan
still
ahead.
sell? You can actually buy radios? Like,
Thrift
I
store.
don't-
It's so funny you should say that because
like
I
I
was
feel like
Just
this
go on
is
Amazon.
I was bidding on
this is so weird. It's
thrift
been so
store.
long.
Yeah, thrift store. Yeah,
I was bidding on 8-track
Goodwill
tapes
right there by
today.
ShopRite.
Were you
Why
really?
would you do that?
Just because they were the Kiss, the 4 Kiss.
You can't talk about
8-track
Zach
tapes.
being old school if you're
No,
bidding on 8-tracks.
I had no 8-track player, and one of the people in our text chain
I have
said,
an 8-track player.
Said, "Do you have an 8-track player?" I'm like, "I don't." But
Is it like
you could probably
wood grain?
get one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wood grain on the outside. Yeah,
I had one like that
Yeah.
too. They don't sound bad if you hook it up to a good
I had
receiver.
nice speakers and receiver.
They don't
yeah.
sound bad.
I mean,
He was
listen,
trying to get the Kiss, the
I
4
wanted
albums.
the Kiss, the 4 Kiss when it's the solo albums they did.
Yeah.
but I have 2 of the albums. I
That's
started
Disco Kiss, right?
Yeah, I started my search looking for the Paul Stanley and the Peter Criss ones they don't have with the picture discs.
Yeah.
and then it brought me to the 8-track thing. I'm like, oh, but do I want this instead?
Is that Dynasty?
It's
That's the disco
after.
album. Yeah.
Okay.
I have Kiss. I have Ace Frehley, and I have Peter Criss. Those albums signed.
Yeah, I have Gene
Yeah?
and
Yeah.
Ace, but not signed. I would love to get them signed.
I have
those
all
guys
4
both-
albums.
I have both
2 of
signed
them
other
signed.
things.
Yeah.
I want to be buried in a Kiss coffin.
Jesus Christ.
Have you seen that?
Yes, I think Dimebag Darrell was buried, in, or Dimebag or Vinny, one of the
one of them
Pantera
was,
guys
yeah.
was buried in the.
But I guess we'll cut this one because that's about how long our next podcast
I was going
is
to
going
say
to be.
we did an
This
extra
has been-
mini because our maxi will be terrible.
This has been the exciting and new mini podcast. All right, download, rate, subscribe, review, do all those fun things for the exciting and new podcast on all of our socials. I am the Jazoo on Instagram, Jazoo74 on Twitter. Dana's reading hers. I did this.
Dana
From
Cap
memory.
77 on something. Dana Cap something.
See?
I'm Jason.
Okay, I didn't know. Did you do your
I
thing?
forgot,
I'm sorry. Agonzo1 on Twitter. Agonzo1970 on Instagram. I'm Andy. Dana Caps 77 on Instagram. Dana Caps
On TikTok.
On TikTok.
There you go. I'm Dana.
Damn.
And I'm Zach.
And you're what?
He's
That's
everywhere.
all
Vintage
I got.
vinyl, Vinny vinyl.
Find me walking down the street.
I'll
Find him at Mahoning.
I
That's
will
me.
find you.